to gank you. It's a good Lincoln Sphere game, obviously, as there's a Bat Rider, so Lincoln's being picked up would not be a shock to me. I don't know, man. It's an interesting choice.
Oh, they ban anti-mage, so they're definitely expecting a hard carry from Miracle. You know, interestingly, when OG kind of started this new lineup, it was like, it really was the Miracle show, and like they were running a hard Ford Protect 1. And I don't know if you remember, but he'd always be on like Anti-Mage was the go-to hero for a while.
Yeah.
He was not an in-meta hero by any means,
No.
but they felt like Miracle just had to be this mega farm, like super hard carry to take over the game, and usually like a more passive late gamer. LGD, they rounded out with the Shadow Demons. We're gonna see that replicate of the Disruption Illusions shenanigans. You get a Morphling replicate, which is obviously very strong. Also decent against Terrorblade, as you can create illusions of him. So I think it's a pretty good Shadow Demon pick. Fairly farm independent hero, and this will give your strong lanes to LGD as far as the support duo.
All right, it's a Legion coming out from OG. They want to have duel available. They want to be able to, I guess.
All right, they went a totally different
That's
direction.
so weird to me. I think that's such a strange pick. I'm so down for it. I mean, you get the duel off against Morphling and Silence, and
Legion is particularly weird against Shadow Demon because you duel, you just disrupt that hero,
him,
or the Legion.
So I don't know. Maybe you just find the Shadow Demon, but even then, you just have like an Impale coming at your face or a Fire Blast. There's a lot of lockdown. So for Legion, it just seems like they must have something in mind here that we're not particularly thinking of, but
it seems like, so what does Legion bring to the table? Duel, very good lockdown.
Right.
He brings press the attack, which I think is good to throw on like tanky frontliners. Razor qualifies.
Sure.
You imagine press the attacking the Razor, Sun Rain behind him. He's going to be a very strong tower sieger and difficult to burst. Aside from that, there's not like a big illusion or creep army to clear, so I don't really see overwhelming odds being all that relevant this game.
Right.
But yeah, beyond that, I'm not entirely sure. This is a new look for OG. This is not go-to type of setup for them by any means.
Oh boy, I just remembered that I gotta change all the camera settings on mine.
You can do it, Mott.
Yeah, we got some time anyways, but yeah, I think so far
it's happening, Mott. The international is happening. We are surrounded by other casters. Right, Toby-Wan and Merlini behind us. A bunch of very excited, very loud, rowdy Russians.
That's right.
Can feel the energy already, and there's no crowd. The crowd is the purest of Dota fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the commentators.
This is where it all starts. I mean, this is where it begins. You have some of the best teams in the world going toe to toe. So let's have a good time.
Some of the best, Mott, the best.
We'll see how it goes.
Except no substitute.
I mean, all right, we got predictions now, LD. Let's see what we got going on here.
I just closed them right away.
All right, well then we're not.
Player who gets the longest kill streak. I feel like just by default this has to be Miracle.
Yes. I would agree with that.
Even though I don't necessarily think his hero will have the longest kill streak, but I'm going to go Miracle anyway.
First tower kill is, I think, actually LGD, honestly. I think they have a better early game tower pushing with Jug and the Healing Ward. Maybe not, though.
Neither team's very good at killing towers. Yeah, but that's fine. We can go with LGD.
Okay.
Number of ancient camps stacked by 30 minutes. Neither of these teams really clear that many ancients. I'm going to say LGD. They're more of the farming draft, so...
Okay.
Or no, sorry, that's not a team. 11 to 15.
Yeah, I'm down for the
I think 6 to 10. I think it's pretty low.
Okay.
And then player with the most kills at 10 minutes. I think our boy Razor, No Tail.
I'm down with that as well.
Okay.
We'll see how things change and how things turn out. OG's looking to contest the top rune at this point in time. They got an early ward down here across the river. It's not been scouted out by the Radiant team either. So top rune spot is going to be covered by OG. Bottom will be taken by LGD. No surprises there. Maybe he's got the poor man's shield. He's got the Fairy Fire, 1 Tango Shirt, so he is going to be going the mid Juggernaut almost certainly, I believe. And then the bottom lane is an aggressive Morphling and one of his tried and true heroes. This is a hero that did a lot of work for him at the last TI and just in general as well. So we'll see how the Morphling plays out. % aggressive.
Yeah, so very interesting early smoke play by Shao8, where they did the spawn, smoke your whole team, TP top. Then he kind of wormed his way through the trees here. He ended up dropping a sentry eventually, and he snuck all the way up. Ate just the one tree, so he's cleared a little, like, kind of demon-esque juke path for himself. Should be interesting to see how he takes advantage of that later on, but I think was expecting a ward to be there as There was, in fact, just the sentry planted down. Fly early on trying to do some zoning, but you can see Xiao8 getting to work on the Phoenix. And LGD are going to be running the Ogre mid, so some pressure on No-Tail.
Rolling Boulder, top
early
lane.
Moments here. Oh, they are going to go, Xiao8.
I missed it. Fine. You have to hit that, I think, and even then, Fly's taking a lot of damage from this Impale. He needs to be careful, and
it's hard to kill Nyx at this stage, especially with boots.
Yep.
But more of a, and with the Legion in the lane, not particularly strong, but more zoning for them is Banana can come back in mid. He gets the club to No-Tail, so look at the lane setup here. Razor generally excels against melee heroes, but top lane, Xiao8 in a lot of trouble. He lobbed out the stun. They're going to look to run him down. Miracle secures the last hit of the overwhelming odds.
No, that's it. This time you hit the you have to hit the rolling boulder, and I'm almost certain they did. And Fly comes in with an Icarus dive. You have double slow. You have your Orb of Venom, and then you have plenty of damage coming out with Miracle. And unfortunately, the Nyx Assassin, he doesn't have like that poor man shield that we're used to seeing sometimes on this offlane Nyx. So something to keep in mind. They're
going in again. Xiao8, he gets clipped there by the boulder. The stun forced out, and it's only on one. So
Crit he's gonna get mana burn,
his customary early impact on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, he's going in, but that's about, I mean, he's right now just trying to zone on his own. He knows that the Fly Phoenix is not particularly in range to go for a kill, but he's just trying to zone him out, make sure he doesn't get any experience. But elsewhere, what's going on in the, let's say, mid lane and the bottom lane? It looks like there's 9 last hits for No-Tail, currently tied with the Juggernaut. But Rolling Boulder again, top lane. They're going to find Xiao8. He's body blocking beautifully by Crit. Can they get this done? They have another Icarus dive ready to go. No spike carapace. They're going to use it.
Moon is eating the Ogre Club. Another Ignite comes out. It looks like Xiao8 is also
one more right click.
One more right click.
He tangos up. They have a Rolling Boulder. They got it.
But Moon will fall. The boulder off the mark, and that base HP regen saves the day. They get 1-1 here. Almost 1-2. But LGD, they salvage it, Mott.
That was close to being real bad for LGD.
If that boulder hits, Xiao8 is dead. So some back and forth exchange overall. Still, though, looking at the levels here, Xiao8 only level 2 on the Nyx, Moon level 3 and change, and Batrider is just the better hero at farming the jungle in general. You can already see Crit looking to stack it up a bit. So I'm favoring as far as the 2 offlaners go, definitely favoring OG right now and the start they've had. And good news is that they can give that bottom lane potentially to a support. Just look to get some extra experience there. See Banana roaming to stop it.
How is the bottom lane going? Aggressive currently is getting what we'll call free farm at this point. There's no contention coming out, just straight up pulling. So MMY Momo Ya is going to have a pretty good time just getting experience and having maybe a rotation or 2 for himself. But right now, that's what Banana is going to try to accomplish in that mid lane. But there's a Static Link coming out. No-Tail will just steal the damage. And it's 56 going his way with level 2 Static Link now leveled up.
Good luck last hitting.
Yeah, that's impossible.
That's an impotent right click right there. Yeah, generally you don't run in to hit Razor when he Static Links you as a melee hero, but maybe it was, you know what, I'm losing all my damage anyway. I'm going to get a little vengeance while I can.
All right, that was interesting.
We just had some mood lighting.
Yeah, I was actually going to say. Good sentry down in this bottom lane. He actually is able to deny that or take down that blocked camp ward. So
yeah. So overall, looking at the way the game's developing here, you see all 3 cores farming well in OG, only 2 farming well in LGD, but they're pretty hard carries in the Juggernaut and the Morph lane.
That's damage. That plasma field didn't do enough to get the job done. It is again only level 1, but yeah, you mentioned it, 120. Banana was.
I mean, you're trying to zone a Razor with a Juggernaut and an Ogre. That just does not work once the Static Link gets this leveled up.
Yeah, that was spooky. No boots and only a Wind Lace for the Ogre, and thank God for it. One of the best items. He's not going to Static Link again. He's just going to right click maybe, and if he had any more range or move speed, he'd be able to chase him down and probably kill him underneath that tower, but no such luck. So a pretty.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, as expected, Razor is going to crush Juggernaut 1v1. He was CSing okay early on. Now he's down to 12 CS.
Wow, yeah, that turned bad quickly.
They were even at first, but now maybe just not able to keep up after the repeated Static Link damage being fed to Razor as the Static Link gets leveled up. And the big concern here for me, Matt, and we talked about it a bit in the draft, though I know the stream went down for a moment there, but is Xiao8 needs to be the tempo controller with this lineup. After the laning stage, there's no one else who can go around and set up kills, and he is not getting his levels in the offlane.
This might be a bit too aggressive from No-Tail. They're wrapping around for the gank. This is a long gank. They're going to go for it with the Shadow Demon popping the disruption. There's the Bloodlust, the Blade Spear. There's the TP coming in, and No-Tail will actually turn this around, but more coming in. Looks like that'll be it. Plasma Field won't hit on maybe. and he just survives, and they have a Sudbury there as well to help out on top, so...
I don't think you start that gank off with a disruption. That just gives OG more time to reinforce.
Yeah, true. Very true.
There's no Soul Catcher on the Shadow Demon is the other issue here, but in that case, I think you just immediately ignite and just start hitting him, to be honest. It's just not a very strong gank. They don't have the stun on Ogre yet, no Fire Blast skilled up. Generally, this is the Ogre build we see, just going for the max ignite as quickly as possible, but doesn't allow for much kill potential and no-tail.
I'm trying to think. The Soul Catcher not being skilled up by MMY, it's not going to matter that much. He's probably going to get it at this level, but I'm surprised he went for the 2 poison instead. I feel like Soul Catcher is one of the best value points of the game. 20% bonus damage is very strong.
You definitely get it at level 4. You at least want that one value.
Exactly. Point. And we'll probably see him grab it here in a moment and be getting experience soon. So right now you have 2 lanes that are essentially being won by OG, which is kind of how we thought this would go with the Razor in the mid lane currently and Miracle free farming in the top lane. But Aggressive again, he's doing pretty well down bottom as the Morphling, getting free farm. No one's ganking him. We're kind of waiting for that first big rotation. I feel like LD. It's that first big gank that we're waiting for. Like you said, the tempo controller from Xiaowei, the Nyx Assassin. He's got to get something done, but he's on level 4 right now. That Rider for OG level 6. So Moon doing very well, and of course farming the jungle.
Yeah, the hero that could potentially move around as far as cores go is actually Miracle and the Legion Commander. If they either want to bring the Earth Spirit to his lane or potentially have him rotate, he's going to get his armlet soon, and you want that dual snowball to start as early as possible.
You're not kidding. Soon is he's literally 400 gold away from it, and then he's going to have his armlet at Bay's armlet, quelling with a stout shield, and he's fine.
Make no mistake about it. If Legion gets fed, Legion can carry. This hero is not a traditional hard carry by any means. He doesn't farm all that quickly, but he can farm heroes. It's kind of like a Pudge, but with much more scaling.
Yeah, if you farm heroes as a Legion Commander, then the other team is in a lot of trouble. That's probably going to end up being like 100 damage or something if he's able to get off to a good start.
Maybe it's so sad right now. I feel your pain, maybe. You're a great mid player.
He just doesn't...
This is just not a winnable matchup.
No, it's just a great pick, honestly, from OG.
MMY moving in top and just kind of watching the Legion trot away. That is not really a hero you want to be diving for a kill, especially not now that the armlet's about to come out.
He did pick up Soul Catcher, so question answered. Vision around mid lane will show that Crit has been spotted, probably, I believe, by this Radiant Observer. In fact, he has. And there's 2 on the river, but now top lane disruptions being set up. TP's in.
They're sending 4. I like this. If you're going to go for Miracle, you need all 4 mods.
Blade Fury comes out, and he's done. They like you said, they sent 4. They sent the entire team pretty much up there. They sent the house, and they get the kill. And that's an important kill as well. The net worth that you're getting from that is a lot. So it's a very solid pickup in OG now to make a decision whether or not they want to defend this tier 1 tower top lane.
So aggressive. I love this move by him. He recognizes my team just ganked top. We don't have anyone mid anymore, so I can farm that lane. And also OG are off the map, so very likely they're invading our jungle. Let me dodge the gank, not get picked up. We'll go for a tier 1 in the enemy safe lane. Sure, we may lose our tower bottom, but it'll be a trade then. Rather than a carry trade, it's just a tower trade with LGD getting the kill advantage. But OG... Oh, they want to defend this top lane. No-tail is the scariest hero on the map right now, and he's got a haste rune.
They're going to go right now. Miracle will go first overwhelming odds. He's got the duel ready, plus the armlet, but there's the disruption. They need a rolling boulder. They have the static link instead. Boulder smash needs to come through. They won't even go for Banana, but they'll take down the Shadow Demon first. Maybe getting dove under the tower. No-tail will decide against it, and everyone else has TP'd away. So it's only going to be that Shadow Demon kill. Well, Aggressive is still getting farm mid.
Yeah, you're trading Aggressive farm for Moon farm. You get the support kill, but it's not a dual win, and you sent 4 heroes for it. So I still think this is a victory for LGD, but what I think OG should do here is push, because they have Sun right now. They've got a very tanky frontliner in the Legion Commander, a decent damage dealer in the Razor, and LGD, they don't have the best deep push. Until that Shadow Poison hits 3, it's very hard to fight this as Miracle lays into the tower mod. It's going to drop.
See if they can get a deny. Here comes MMY. Good try, no such luck though, and he will be able to just back away with the rest of his team. And, well, looking at it right now, it's going to be LGD picking up the first tower, and it's tier 1 mid. Very important in comparison to that tower in the top lane. It's an off-lane tower, and tier 1 at that. It's not particularly useful. But down bottom, Aggressive doing the same. No-tail will TP in, no way of ganking Aggressive without any real disable here, but he is, in fact, the Morphling, top of the net worth right now, LD, but then again, the next 3 are going to be on the side of OG.
It's a really good Morphling game, though. Like, look at OG's draft. They have no reliable silences, only the Earth Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You do have long duration lockdown in terms of the duel and the lasso, but it's not the easiest to get off on the Morphling. And you imagine this game going later, even if you get a duel, he's likely to be disrupted as they make the move on No-Tail.
Disruption will start things off with Shadow Words next. They're going to come in Fire Blast, and No-Tail held up and dead. And again, it's another 4-hero gank at this point. And actually, it was 5 heroes at the tail end of it, so...
They're just 5-manning everywhere, but OG, they want to do the same thing. They're coming in 4v5, but nice scouting here with the replicate. Will it be good enough? Shall we? Does get off the carapace.
Yeah, but he gets lassoed, still getting brought to the low ground. Good silence, but they need to leave. I think your Kirsch Dive will come through. Overwhelming odds does more than enough damage to nuke down that poor Nyx assassin. So even 4v5, they still actually gain somewhat I would call even trade, although it is, of course, No-Tail going down on that Razor instead of your offlane hero.
OG are much stronger than LGD right now, and that's why you see LGD, when they go for a kill, like, yeah, it's a solitary Legion commander, they send 4 heroes, because they know the Legion's very difficult to burst. If it turns into a 3v3 or 4v4, they're going to lose that fight, so they have to quickly find the kill. When they go bottom lane, they send 5 heroes, because they know they have to kill someone and get out. And as soon as they see OG rotate bottom, they send 5 to the other side of the map. They're going to play keep away Mont. They're not going to try to take head-on fights. Not at this stage of the game. When Morphling gets his Linked Sphere, when the Juggernaut starts to get his items, perhaps when the Bloodlust is, or sorry, the Ignite and the Bloodlust are maxed out, then maybe we see LGD engage more, but it's a long way off before they feel confident in their 5v5.
Well, I think the big thing was, again, maybe was getting crushed early game, but this time he's starting to come back around, and net worth-wise, he's 4th at this point, actually ahead of the Bat Rider, who had a plenty, you know, pretty good jungle, all things considered. Plenty of stacks going his way. Obviously, he's got his Blink Dagger now, but 4 maybe at this point. FaZe, Poor Man's Shield, Aquila, 1,000 gold. We're waiting for that first item like you talked about, and then LGD will feel more confident. But what do OG do in the meantime? What do they go for?
Get a Blink or maybe a Shadow Blade on Miracle. I think that's the key. And then you have to start finding dual kills. Like, he's gone for the armlet. This is a fighting item. Yes, it does help your farm to some extent, as it gives you a lot of bonus damage and regen, but it's not like the greediest of items by any means. This is an item meant to find kills. So either finding duels or at the very least taking objectives if LGD refuse to fight. And I like this by OG. They move onto the mid lane, and they are going to look for a tier 1 tower.
Xiaowei had scouted out the fact that 3 heroes were going into that entrance to the jungle, so they might just give up this tier 1 tower. I wouldn't be surprised. They'll lasso up the illusion. The replicate now is actually...
And he comes in and says, hey guys, this is the real me.
He actually is trolling.
How you like me now?
In the jungle, Crit was being scouted by Xiaowei Banana. We'll see if they can take that tier 1 tower. The Glyph will go. More TP's coming through. They do see that maybe is down bottom, so it's 4 versus 5 at this point, and they have that new limited blink, as you talked about, for Miracle ready to go, or at least it's flying out right now. It'll be
great use of the replicate on the mid lane. I saw it moving around. I'm like, oh, it's not a real hero. We don't have to focus on it. And then, of course, the lasso comes out. They're also just doing a good job at dodging these OG fights, but as I say that, the fight will break out aggressive straight onto the egg. He wants to focus it down, but he gets gold and denied by Miracle. What a play.
Not only that, the magnetizes up the Sunray back again, and MMY getting dove, trying to disrupt himself. No such luck, and Fly will find himself the double. That was a sick duel coming out from Miracle to make sure he saves his teammate, stops aggressive from going to work.
He was going to kill that egg so fast, too. I'm like, wait a second, why is it not dying? Why is it not dying? 9k MMR says why. that was very well played. He just got
that Blink Dagger, too. It was literally, No-Tail in trouble, and looks like he might be caught, but Xiaowei can't get it done. There's help with flying and company, not to mention the win license, of course, want charges for No-Tail.
If you kill the egg that quickly, I still think LGD will have to disengage because the Legion was full HP, hits really hard, but at the very least you can have an even trade or just get a kill and back out. But fight going the way it did, suddenly the Razor's just dishing out all kinds of damage. The Phoenix is able to get off a fresh Sunray, which nets them a 2nd kill on the Shadow Demon. Big win there for OG.
Yeah, that's honestly...
Still, strategically, I like the way LGD is playing this. Overall, they are constantly split pushing. They are trying their best to waste OG's time. They know that they have a Morphling and a Juggernaut, which are harder carries in a vacuum than a Legion and a Razor. And eventually, Static Link isn't that effective if you're even on farm against a harder carry late game, because by the time you can steal his damage, you're already basically dead. They'll just dish it out faster. So it's a great fight by OG. I'm still not too comfortable in their shoes. They need to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, and they're doing just that. They're coming down to the bottom lane. No radiums of reward. They used Scam, was not actually successful in finding anything. And there's a sentry in lane, so if Showit comes in with the, actually, I think they were going for him. She crit, goes in with the rolling boulder. Showit is going to dodge instead, gank. They find him and Y instead. He'll be the target. A duel will come through, and that's another win for Miracle. At this time, he's level 2. He gets the 14 damage going his way.
Yeah, normally it's like, oh, well, we lost the Shadow Demon, but when you're losing him to a duel, that is actually a costly death. They will add up, Mod.
So I agreed with you about OG. They somehow took a 3 for nothing, and they're still only a couple, like what, 2,000 ahead at this point. And it's a very small advantage, and I think that's LGD putting a lot of pressure on the map, taking towers. They know that the Roche is going on, so what's their option? Head to the top tier 2 and take it. And
it's going to be a race, right? OG will be looking to siege behind the Legion commander. They'll get to press the attack, the Sunray, so they can just leave the armlet on, tank, be in the front line, and siege objectives. LGD, they'll be playing, as you pointed out, the trade game. They'll be looking to avoid fights, to split push as much as possible. And the question becomes, A, can they do it in a polished way, where they limit any sort of kills or free duel victories for OG? And B, how fast can OG force them back? Like, how quickly can they grant high ground? They still have to clear out tier 2s. Bit of a ways off for me before they can actually breach the space.
Yeah, I mean, both teams for that matter. And
but LGD are fine with that, right? Like, they're going for the late game. They have a Shadow Demon Morphling.
They're going Battle Fury for the Juggernaut, and they really are going for the late game. Maybe he's decided that just because I had a bad early game doesn't mean I can't go Battle Fury. And in fact, he's very close. He just needs a Void Stone, and then he's got it. So he'll have that Battle Fury soon. Meanwhile, the Morphling's Lincoln Sphere was just completed for aggressive. This is a very good position to be in for LGD and for OG. They've got to find a way to put the pedal to the metal, as we've talked about so far.
And you can see OG also laying their game plan on the table. Pipe picked up by Notel. We're not seeing an Aghanim Scepter. We're not seeing, your old school Sanjin Yasha. Not even a BKB. This is a extremely team-oriented item that clearly shows the game plan. They want to push. They want a 5-man. They want to force LGD to come and defend.
There's a TP away or replicate out, I believe, by the Morphling as he was getting, I wouldn't say ganked, but there was a wild miracle going his way. And OG will smoke up together and head towards what seems to be, looks like they're going bottom, or at least towards the other side of the river.
Oh, they're going to make their move now in the mid lane, but aggressive with a Lincoln Sphere is a very tough kill. They do have a 4-step to break this Lincoln's. So it's a possible kill, Mott, but it's not an easy one. And now he finds a haster and he walks right by it. Maybe get it for him.
They say maybe instead. They say screw it. We'll get the kill that we certainly can. They have to right click him. Okay, that was almost bad. Fly takes care of it. That could have been a lot worse. They were looking for more. They had eyes on 2 instead of just the 1, and that almost cost them the kill with Fly getting the last hit, but they were successful. That was a bit scary there for a moment for OG.
Yeah, I think they forgot to collect their free bounty.
Yes.
Nice pick off for OG. Does not transition them into a push, though. They're not able to threaten a tier 2 on the back of that, but they will grab the gem for Moon now, so they are looking to occupy the enemy jungle, turn this into a 2v5 style game where, none of these supports are able to leave the base, get much farm on even like the offlane Nyx Assassin, who is struggling a bit as far as net worth goes.
He's gonna have his blink suit. Miracle mid lane, replicate out. He's gonna pop the armlet. That was kind of at a dangerous time, but he's fine, I suppose. And he's looking for maybe another engagement. TP's coming in mid, blink tools ready, maybe.
Well, they have the gem now, Shao Wade. He didn't know about it. He's gonna get caught out, dueled, magnetized, silly.
Another duel for Miracle. It looks like they're going to back up. I thought they might be looking for more. Again, Miracle has that Aegis. His Sanj is done, but he has no room for it for the time being unless he sells his wand. But that's a very good pick. They now should know the gem is up, and so Nyx Assassin, and he was so close to his blink too. He had 2,000 some odd gold. Now he's done to 1,900. A critical pickup for OG. It's going to make him struggle a bit more after already having kind of a rough start to begin with. So, stuff for OG.
And 2 minutes still to go on that Aegis mod, so they will be looking to push here. They bring Miracle up to the front lines. Always has to be careful about the Shadow Poison stacking up too much, but that's where the Sunray comes in handy. Just don't want to armlet toggle at the wrong time, and then suddenly Shadow Demon pops that poison and blows you up. But It's very much clear what the dynamic of this game will be. LGD will be split pushing, they will be stalling, and OG, they'll be, dare I say it, dare I use the word, deathballing.
Oh yeah.
How the times have changed since the old days when Banana was on the other side of the death ball.
Yeah, that brings us back to TI4. Banana having a pretty solid game playing support Ogre. I mean, it's not particularly hard to play this game, but bottom lane TP's in. Looks like they were looking for the Morphling, but he's able to replicate out. Miracle constantly sitting at 100 some odd HP. A dangerous spot to be in, but he feels good about it nonetheless. And back to farming, I guess we go, LD.
Yeah, OG, still no Midas on fly here. Crit, imagine the Blink Dagger about to be picked up.
Yeah, I think so.
But their supports really aren't farming better. And LGD have done a good job at just splitting the map. And I think part of that is the Nyx effect where, sure, Xiao 8 isn't farming that well, but the fact that there's a Nyx in the game means you have to waste money on a gem, you have to buy sentries, you have to buy dust, and you have to be worried about getting ganks. So you play more defensively, as there will be a rumble over the Ancient Stack one. Do LGD dare to test?
There's the lasso. They're going to bring MMY onto the other side of the ravine. He does disrupt himself and gives time for the team to come through, but there's the duel. Miracle just pops his R button, hits him once, and
I'll
that's
take
it.
that. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
52 damage.
Not only that,
and rising.
And that they will get this Ancient Stack. There's no contention coming out for LGD. I feel like this is one of, I wouldn't say a mistake, the biggest mistakes they made, but this is one of the biggest problems for LGD this game. This is a very big stack, and now it does look like they are setting up themselves for a contention.
The Aegis marches in though, and No Tail slightly out of position here, but he's got the pipe. He is deceptively tanky. And right at that moment, he pops his regen rune. Now he's healthy.
That replicate's still up for 31 seconds. Static Link is giving him so much damage for No Tail.
This is just the sucky lineup. You know, whether it's the Razor Static Linking you, the Legion dueling you. OG like to steal.
Banana out of position, getting caught on. Crit jumps in with a Blink Dagger, Boulder Smash. And with all that damage from No Tail, only has to hit him a couple of times. Waveform through, aggressive comes in, crit slow. Banana's still alive, finally will fall, but there's going to be the duel. Aggressive switch over, they have Supernova on top, and it looks like he will go down.
Looking for more, they chase forward onto Xiao 8. 3 hits the deck, a triple kill for none other than Big Daddy No Tail himself. And now OG look to push.
And this is where it starts getting very tough, because you have to think about buying back here for this Morphling, because no one else has it. It's going to be tough for them. We'll see how things turn here in the next couple of moments, but unless they lose a tier 3 tower, perhaps more with no cliff available, his buyback might have to come soon, as maybe he's still farming away in the jungle up top, so.
A little surprised LGD tried so hard to contest their Ancients. Also, I mean, not surprised they're stacking them, but that's where they're just not recognizing how strong OG are at this point, and not really used to playing against these heroes. Morphling jumps in, overly confident that he can just fight, and though there's no duel, but the duel has an extremely low cooldown at this stage of the game. 50 seconds, and the fights just keep on raging on. So with that, OG find 2 duels back-to-back. They take the Ancient Stack, and they take the tower as well. LGD will defend the high ground. I think they really need to stick to the original game plan. They need to be playing keep away. They can take this late. They just have to be very disciplined about it. Run the Nyx around behind the carries looking for pickoffs. Beware the gem. Try to deward the map as much as possible. But coming to a 5v5 brawl, that's where OG are at their strongest.
Exactly, and I was surprised. I think LGD are very, I don't want to say lucky, but fortunate that they're able to defend that Rax without having to buy back in the Morphling. He was dead for 40 seconds, and they had the next assassin come in, but it was just because OG were pretty much low on everyone.
Shotgun is such a key part of the game plan.
It is.
Granted, No Tail's not really an easy kill. I think Miracle's probably too tanky, but you have to be able to threaten for kills with the Nyx plus Morphling duo, or OG are just going to completely control the map and farm without fear. So having to buy back there means a very delayed shotgun, means no pressure on OG whatsoever.
It's not only the shotgun combo, but the amount of right-click damage you get as well. But look at this smoke gang coming in from OG. They're going to wrap around the river. This is, I feel like I've seen this type of smoke gang. It's the good old complexity wraparound, as people will call it, and we'll see how it works out.
The old
complexity,
the
yes.
fluff and stuff.
TI2 complexity.
Here we go.
Maybe double damage. Lasso comes out of him. Wide caught. Here's the duel.
Nice double damage room, buddy, but the stun comes in from the Nyx. The disruption gets solved by MMY, and then into the Omni Slash will be sufficient. It bounces back to Miracle. Can they focus him down? He's trying to armlet toggle, but he is denied. Still aggressive blow. In danger.
No.
Will he replicate out? He pops the Ghost Scepter. They can't focus him down, and then he jumps away. See you later. But Trip says, come back here with the Boulder Smash.
He's not done yet. He has plenty of mana to work with, but he's got no agility left for the tank. and he will end up falling. He was looking so good with that DD, the Omni Slash from maybe, but he's able to get out. Aggressive is not so lucky. And now they finally will get that Midas for Fly, and well, more importantly, it's the Morphling kill again, dead for the third time this game.
A lot of deaths starting to rack up here for LGD, and until they get E-Blade, they don't have much kill potential. And even once they get it, Mott, you start giving up too many of those kills, suddenly Fly will have extra levels and items, now grabbing the Midas. The Earth Spirit of Crit gets tankier as he levels, and maybe you can't even kill a support. And then the lineup really has no ability to threaten and control the map.
Right.
I think they have to be cautious here, more patient, a little more disciplined, but you have to give credit to OG. They've done a good job at putting pressure on the map and forcing LGD to like feel like, oh, we have to go and do something. We can't just give up an Ancient stack. We can't just give up a Roshan. We can't just not even threaten tier 2s. We have to take objectives, and then OG pounce.
OG feeling confident. What's the net worth graph looking like right now? 7,500 actually is where they're sitting. Experience is the same, and so those items, they have that 1 to 1.5 item advantage coming through as LGD. They have picked up a Blink Dagger for maybe, but he's only sitting at Battle Fury and Yasha. I thought he was going to complete that, maybe get a Manta or something along those lines, but Blink just maybe to get out of a bad situation or to be able to Blink it an Omni Slash, which he's not been able to do this entire game. I don't think he's really had... He's had one successful Omni Slash, and that's about it. So maybe he needs to, I think, step his game up. He's only involved in 2 kills. In fact, LGD as a whole, they have 4 kills, LD. It's not particularly great, and this is with a Nyx Assassin roaming.
I mean, they want the kill score to be low, I think, at this stage. It's just, to me, it's less, oh, they don't have that many kills, and more they've given up.
Bottom lane, Aggressive's going to get lasted. There's the Firefly as well. Static Blink, does he have a replicate? I don't believe so. Strength Morph, but he is too far out of the position, and Scepter was able to, I guess, maneuver his way around, but or at least try to survive. But the plasma field came in, it was plenty of magic damage already.
Had his replicate like just expired?
It must have. Either they.
It looks like it was right around the time when it expired.
Yeah, it had either expired or they killed it. I think it was probably the former more so than the latter, but that's just the position that he needs to be aware of. Once his replicate is down and he doesn't have that ability to jump out, your Liquid Sphere will help you, but once that's gone, there's 4 heroes bringing you down almost instantly.
So OG move into the Roshan pit now. Looking to give another Aegis either to Miracle or to No-Tail. No-Tail tanky enough that I think Miracle likely the candidate.
I think so.
Let's see what his next item will be.
And there's the Shivas coming out as well for the Razor on top of that. Miracle has got himself a Halberd, which is very good against some of these heroes.
The item pickups for OG are all very early to mid-game centric. Get an advantage now and continue to press that advantage. And press that attack.
Which is how we thought they would play this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the nature of the draft. You can't sit back and farm.
We're not, I mean, we shouldn't be shocked that OG have these really solid itemization choices, but that's how it goes. They're just good enough to know what they need when they need it and be able to push the tempo with set items at that point. So with this Aegis now, it's time to push out the waves. As you can see, top is pushed in a little bit and group up and go for something, whether it's a smoker or something along those lines, LDA. I don't see them sitting back here for another 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah, let's quickly review the items. See, is there anything major that OG is looking for? Nothing on Fly for a while
Rich
yet.
has got his Yules, I believe.
Rich got his Yules. AC coming next for the Legion Commander. Shiva's grabbed by No-Tail. The big item I could see OG potentially waiting for before they attempt either a tier 2 push or a high ground siege is an AC. I think that's more if they want to go high ground. If they just want to take a tier 2, they can pretty much do that whenever. As OG, they scan and they have actually found someone of all the heroes to find mod. It's Aggressive, the Radiant on the other side, LGD.
He's got his Ethereal Blade, but they are going the wrong direction.
Their scan was a swing and a miss, and yes, E-Blade is online.
OG, they hightailed it towards the secret shop. They thought LGD might know that OG are smoking, and perhaps they do, but LGD have gone a bit deeper into the lane and actually are standing behind the woods.
The map is. There is almost no vision for either team.
Yeah.
2 wards at the bottom side of the map for OG. They're going to get more vision on the Radiant jungle, but for LGD, the map 100% dark.
Yeah, that's one of the most sketchy situations you can be in. LGD have, like you said, literally no vision of except for what's going on with the creeps and where they are in particular. So they'll push with maybe, and this is one of the most dangerous things you can do is split push with no vision. But
anybody home? Anybody home?
It's time for them to come home.
LGD, we're here for the party.
Diesel Blade has been picked up though for the Jug. Maybe that's where it comes in. Nice and pale. Miracle gets stunned up to no level 3 duel yet, but he still has the Aegis. Crispy attack.
Build structures are almost dead here, Moth, though. They can't siege and wait forever. Miracle looking to take down the melee. The glyph popped. It's now over. Just a tier 3 claimed. OG are looking to get out and stun. Will it cancel any TPs? It doesn't even hit Miracle, but they purge No-Tail. They follow this up. And Aggressive working on the base trade. Will it be in time? Now trying to bring down the Bat Rider. He TPs home. No-Tail turns the fight.
They're going to try to fight here mid lane. No-Tail alone doing some decent work to Banana. Meanwhile, back at the base. Wait for him away. Really wants this melee racks, and he's about to find it. Can he get it done?
One more head.
And he gets it. Now the TP. Can he get home in time? They have no way of stopping it. He'll make it out back towards mid. Duel onto maybe. He gets eviscerated, and they will head towards mid and finish off the melee or the range racks. Xiaowei is vendetted up, but
no buyback here on the Juggernaut. OG can stick around. If they go for a second lane of Rax and they see he's not buying back, they may realize he doesn't even have it. As Xiaowei whips his Vendetta auto attack, has to go for a blink stun instead, but here we go.
No-Tail gonna get some right up in field. Overall, the guys doing significant damage to all of them. Some nice AoE work, and then the Sunray actually just killing Aggressive. Supernova on top, they're gonna come through. Do they have Last Nova the Flamers to push it back? They can't let the Supernova go down. No stuns will hit up. Another jump in. He's so close and he finds it. What a beautiful spirit. That was sick coming up from Fly. He doesn't even care if he dies at this point. He might not. Press the attack coming through. Shiva's guard, MMY going to go down, 4 dead, and it's all unraveling. LGD losing so much in this last fight.
What a massacre by OG. It looked great for LGD. Again, like they take a melee Rax, they lose a melee Rax while OG has Aegis, while OG is much stronger in the fight. But then it all came apart. The Juggernaut chased too far. They're committing everything on a Razor that has a pipe, that has a Shiva's guard, has even a Phoenix behind him, constantly sunraying him. He's not an easy takedown. And even if you kill him, you have to then deal with the Legion Commander. Juggernaut had Omni Slash, held onto it, and then right when he wants to use it, Blink Duel by Miracle, and then it all just came apart. Great fight execution by OG. And it's really been the story of this game for me that LGD have taken fights when they just needed to be more patient, needed to split push, needed to stall, and OG have been able to punish that.
I mean, this is just OG looking like OG. They're looking like a two-time major winning team at this point. They're playing well. Obviously, LGD, you could call maybe Banana his play, and of course him being with the team, maybe it's a bit tougher for LGD. But at this point, I think it just comes back to the draft and what OG needed to get done. LGD haven't been playing that bad. I mean, they split push, they got the melee racks with Aggressive, but it's just they've been losing at too many of their cores. I think they've been dying too many times with maybe and Aggressive going down.
I mean, that's really it for me. I don't feel like they got outdrafted. I actually think this draft could have been executed in a much more polished way, and maybe an Aggressive. How many would you say? Probably like 3-4 avoidable deaths, costly deaths that. I mean, it's not just, oh, you lose this gold. You're not farming for a minute there, a minute and a half. Your team gets dewarded. You give up Roshan. You give Fly his Midas at a faster timing. It snowballs extremely hard, but had they been a little more disciplined, a little more patient, a little more careful, find themselves in a much different position.
Well, the kill score is the dream, and right now No-Tail has picked up his Eagle Song and looking to finish this game off. At this point, it is going to be almost certainly...
I think you go B-Fly here.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he could go with Ethereal Blade, I mean, if you wanted to, but it's just a weird item on him, Razor.
They creep in, Xiaowei in front, but there's a sentry planted down.
They should have a gem somewhere.
OG have the whole squad ready, and
Moon was too far away with the gem.
With a BKB, there is really an undeniable lasso play. You can purge him, but you can't stop him from getting the lasso off.
I mean, he might have to use his force though, but he's looking for it. There it goes. The duel will come out. They don't even need the force staff coming through from him. And Aggressive will fall. He does have buyback, but it's not looking good. Disruption's out. Shadow Wave and Banana might be next as he has to force himself away.
There's the buyback, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. Miracle just continues to rack up duel after duel after duel, and this Morphine of Aggressive continues to run away.
The Omni Slash going in onto 2, doing some nice work. Miracle's low, but not low enough. Supernova, meanwhile, not getting taken down. Aggressive getting focused by No-Tail. Good self-disruption to let him wait for him away. And they'll do just that, but still slowed down to a crawl. Finally getting mech'd up. Maybe he's back to the base. No-Tail might actually fall here. Misses the impale, but still, Xiaowei will get it done with the mana burn. He got very low, and Miracle also low as well.
That's a costly debt there. That's like 2,000 gold. Probably, but it was after the Morphly buyback, so it doesn't end up being that big of a win.
Are they going to
Still,
turn
though,
this?
they're looking for more.
Moon's got no lasso back up, but they're going to jump in with maybe the Blade Injury. Crit in trouble rolling boulder, and he gets purged on top. Crit's still in a lot of trouble. They're going to have the Shadow Poison. Magnetize will go before his death. He actually gets the kill on Banana. And Moon, he'll have time to TP home. The Shadow Poison actually saw him, but he was able to get out in time. It's a nice kill. That is a crit going down. Obviously, we talked about no tail, but again, like you talked about, it's after the buyback from the Morphling, which might be the biggest thing. And in fact, what's the buyback status in general for LGD? It's looking like they have just the Jug, I believe, and that's it. That's all they've got right now.
Let's see, buyback. Yeah, it's just the Juggernaut. And they can ill afford to buy back at this point. LGD need new items. They need to continue ramping up Morphling and Juggernaut, especially. They basically have Disruption and they have a Nyx Stun and Bloodlust to throw in their heroes. The rest of the fight, these heroes will not be particularly relevant. So you're essentially fighting 2v5 with a little bit of support.
Right.
You need mega farm carries. Buying back is a crippling blow.
Yep. I mean, he was, again, it's just one of those deaths that you can't afford to have. I mean, you could argue he's close to his base, you know, it's not his fault, but still dying in that position shouldn't have happened, I don't believe.
That's loser talk, Mod. You die, it's your fault. End of discussion.
That sounds
unless you're a support and you're saving your carry, then you can blame the carry.
Yes, always. Top lane, of course, the Rax have been traded, so it's a Rax top for the Rax mid. That's the, I guess, the one good thing going for LGD is right. They got the melee Rax in the top lane, and then eventually they were able to secure the range Rax right after, I think, just with creeps hitting it, I believe. And that's one thing going the way of LGD. Their OG are on the hunt for aggressive, but is able to TP out and they'll find the illusions, but that's not what they want. They'd rather much find the hero. Certain Mantis is just an illusion rune or disruption rune, I believe, coming, or disruption, excuse me, from the Shadow Demon.
In the mid lane, Moon creeps up. Never ever afraid of nothing
smoke,
and nobody.
Smoke from LGD. This feels like it could be
easily broken.
With that or the game ending, one of the two, I feel like.
The issue for them is they're smoking when this bottom lane is about to hit the base. So they have a very small window here, Mod. They need to connect on a big kill probably in the next 10 to 15 seconds or OG are going to know what's up.
They see the illusion. They should know that that is, of course, going to be the replicate, but...
The downside to scouting with the replicate is you just feed no-tail a max static lane. And we've seen it every single fight.
He's walking up, though. They could easily
Hey, no-tail, come over this way, buddy.
OG are like, something seems amiss here. They're split up now.
Already, they've seen, though,
there's
a dire ward.
They're going to make it out. Miracle will get Ethereal Blade, press the attack, and get it off of himself, and now the Adaptive Strike will come through. He's in trouble, and Pale will miss.
That's
getting chased down. He's got to get something going here with his team. They can't find it. Silence under one, Shout, it looks like he'll be the martyr for the cause. Magnetize will come out. Meanwhile, on the backside, I believe they did use just the right clicks for maybe to get that kill.
They still have Omni Slash here. Aggressive trying to juke and jive, but nails him with the duel. Finds the kill. Maybe back into the fray. He gets off the Omni Slash. Will there be an armlet toggle to get out of this one? He gets juggled the wrong way away from the Legion. They just can't kill Miracle. Whipped, impaled. Omni Slash is not bouncing correctly. A bit of misfortune, but also some outplay. Ends in a 2-for-4.
Oh, man.
Either a Roche or a second lane of Rax could be theirs for the taking.
Aggressive's just too far up. He's going for what, Miracle in that position, and Miracle just blinks in and he's like, I'll take that duel, thank you very much.
If Xiao lands that impale, Miracle's dead. And that's a completely different fight.
Yep.
Just great individual play by Miracle, but that's an impale you can land. Miracle just outplayed him.
Xiao having a bit of a rough game. In fact, all of LGD not playing particularly well. I can't think of a really single solid play from LGD that was like, wow, they did really well there. Everything has been just, like you said, misfortune.
They have incredibly talented players.
Oh, absolutely.
They're not the ones making the big plays this game. Sometimes you show up a little short, but for LGD, another bad fight or two like that, OG are going to get a second lane of Rax, and then the game becomes an extremely uphill climb. For now, though, Mott, it's not out of reach. It's not good. 13,000 gold deficit, down a lane of Rax.
Oh, they see Xiao.
But
they have
this
the
is an advantage you can come back from.
Moon is going to get a lasso, and they're going to probably find this kill. I think
he wants help. He's waiting for.
Yeah, they're coming. Oh, the blink out. Xiao. That time he makes the play to make sure he stays alive, and that was dangerous.
Speaking of individual plays, a little thing like that means maybe you can contest Roche. If he dies there, it's an auto free Roche.
Exactly. It can go a long way. But now the question is for LGD, can you get over there in time? Because look how fast this is falling.
They're out of smoke, so actually I don't think they can contest Roche. They're going to draw the line. They will try. And they
you gotta
may
go
get
for
there.
it. You have to go for it. You can't give up Aegis and Cheese again. They're not going though. They're just pushing mid right now. They're gonna wrap around.
I think they're gonna be too late, Mod.
Yeah.
This could get ugly.
It's about to go down, and there it is. They'll take it. Do they contest? Do they go for a fight after Roach is dead? They've got the replicate rolling. Boulder Grit finds a Boulder Smash. Can't connect on it though as the blink comes away, I believe, maybe. And they make, I think, yes, you can call it the smart play and backing up. They should see Xiao Wei. They don't actually have the gem up. It's on the Bat Rider, and he's already back to the base dealing with a giant creep with hitting the tier 4 tower.
This next push is going to be so scary for LGD as they face an Aegis, a Cheese, as well as a Butterfly on No-Tail.
Yeah.
And you can't shotgun No-Tail down. He's got a pipe. You're not going to kill him that way, so
not to mention all
you have
HP.
to be able to right-click him down.
Actually,
and that's where you'd like to have an MKB on these carries, but I'm not sure anyone's going to be able to pick one up.
I'm surprised he only has 1700 HP. I feel like he should have more, but he doesn't have any real stat items.
His effective HP is much higher, but
yes.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point that No-Tail getting, you know, maybe an Ags, more likely, I think something like a Scotty, like a heavy stats item to round out this build would be the way to go. Is he is a bit lacking in just the raw HP department, but still his effective HP is much higher.
We'll see what No-Tail decides to go for, as I think your best bet for LGD, if you can't get a pick and take a team fight, is probably to somehow get that top lane pushed in and or at least any creep wave pushed in and go for maybe a tier 4 tower, I don't know, trade, base race, something might be good, I suppose.
I mean, it's 1-to-1 as far as lanes of Rex go. It's more, I don't see LGD fighting, so they have to always keep the lanes pushed out so they can go for that base race.
Oh, this smoke is really good. They're following the replicate, so if the Morphling decides to come down, well, they're going to find him.
On the move, and he's going to find MMY. This is a freebie.
Yeah, that's just, he can disrupt himself, and he probably will, but his team is not coming in anytime soon. And he
elsewhere, look what they found, Mon. They found Miracle on out in the trees. A massive takedown if they can get it, but he goes for the mantle.
Wow, and they give it to aggressive. That's what? How much?
KT.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
That's some nice.
And they're playing Fury to prevent the blink out. Miracle cannot outplay all of LGD. They will bring him down twice. Aegis deleted. And all of that only for Shadow Demon.
They are so happy.
He was playing that correctly. When your team's going for a 4-man smoke play and you're on the other side of the map, you either go to join the team, you go hide in the base, or you at least hide in the trees. But Xiao 8 found him. Huge pick off there. And that's a crucial one. Without that, I think OG are threatening high ground here for a speculative Rex.
They would have gotten that kill. The lanes were pushed out enough that they could have just gone straight down in, and you saw them doing that. And once he died, they had to back off. There's the Blade Fury coming out from Navians. They have the lasso coming through. They're going to catch him. Good play. Airface replicate in, and now Boo's actually in trouble of going down. He's going to get down, striking, and he's going to go down. It's dead for 75. No buyback, and now No-Tail might be in trouble. He's got Cheese. They're going to back away from LGD. I don't think there's going to be any further follow-up here, at least not for the time being. That's a significant kill going the way of the LGD.
The structural advantage is going the LGD way, Mont. They take down a tier 4 tower. Another grab for their squad, and we talked about individual players needing to step up. Maybe 5 minutes ago, Xiao 8 has stepped up now 3 times. The blink dodge on the Moon Lasso attempt, finding Miracle in the trees, the instant blink Carapace before Moon BKB'd there.
Yes.
But I think that's just a blunder by Moon as well. You have to just BKB right away. It's nice to have a 10-second duration, but at this stage of the game, finding the kill is what matters. It's not like early game where you can be a bit greedier. Kills at this point cost you tier 4s, cost you racks. You have to be a little more judicious with the BKB usage there.
I think so, and that will... Who knows if it's going to come back to haunt them. It's still a 12,000 net worth advantage coming out for OG. They still have... I mean, the racks are even at this point. It's starting to get to that point where it's getting late in the game. We talked about LGD's late game potential with a Morphling and a Juggernaut.
With a max Bloodlust as well. This is
the attack speed is huge.
One of the strongest buffs, I think, up there with the likes of Empower, maybe like Benjara as just a disgusting damage buff. Because the thing is, it's not even just the attack speed. Moving faster means you're hitting harder and also able to effectively reposition yourself in the fight. So it increases your effective DPS even if it doesn't boost like the raw number you see on the hero bar by a significant margin.
That is an MKB for maybe flying out too, and we talked about it, the Butterfly. And we talked about how there's not that much HP for Razor. And so his Butterfly now being completely countered out by a Juggernaut makes it so he does have the Shivas, he's got some good armor, he has a pipe for the magic damage, but he just doesn't have the stats to maybe stay alive from something like an Omni Slash solo on him.
LGD every Shao 8 team, whatever their style, has always been known for their vaunted late game.
Yes.
They come into this one with Banana, they come in with the stand-in. They've looked shaky, let's be honest.
Yep.
But come late game, there are few captains who have a better proven track record than Shao 8. And although LGD are not out of the woods yet, they're showing some signs of life. I think OG, recognizing that, are battening down the hatches. Fly is going to be huge for them here down the stretch. Keeping the team calm, keeping them focused, making sure they're identifying the right objectives. And that also means not giving up those picks, because every pick you give up gives LGD 2-3 more minutes to farm, and gives them the opportunity to maybe take a lane of racks, get those lanes pushed out, set up for the next fight in a more effective way.
Shao 8 in the 3 line has now picked up Moon's gem, and he previously was being killed by so very often, but now he's the one with the vision and the true sight. But they can't push the tier 2 tower. Although they do take it, they will trade in the end. The last outer tower for LGD, I'm surprised to stay alive so long. This actually makes it a lot easier.
Crit has a hex
That
now.
is, I can't believe he has enough money for that item, but he's got it, and they're going to smoke immediately at that secret shop. No vision for LGD to see it. They're going to draw a line straight down to bottom. They want to push out bottom and make sure they can find aggressive, but he's keeping home, and instead,
they scan,
they're going to turn their attention towards mid, I think.
LGD's home. Does OGD dare? Does OG dare do it? Do they dare breach this base and dive deep? Will they lasso a replicate?
Moon is now, his smoke is dissipated. Vision has scouted him out.
I'm so excited I just called them OGD and you didn't even call me out on it.
I listen. I don't know, dude. I'm excited too, let's be honest here. This is actually...
I have the Dota fever, what can I say?
This is going to be a crazy game. I think this might end up being a shocking finish. I think OG, they've had opportunities to be able to finish this game, and that top lane of racks might come back to haunt them. OGD, we'll see how they play up here as we get towards that late game.
They creep in, replicate, aggressive, joining the squad all of a sudden, leaving his illusions to hold that mid lane. But Shao 8 out in front has the gem, but Moon has the BKB. He goes, Shao 8 jumps out, and it looks like maybe nothing.
You said being judicious with that BKB. I think he was a little bit too overeager.
He took that to heart.
Yeah, I think so. And so that's now down, and I think that was his 10-second. No, actually, he's used it a couple of times. That was his 8-second. I don't know where he's used it. I haven't seen too many of his charges, but
we're now 47 minutes in. I know a lot of you just joining us, guys. Game 1 of this 2-game set between LGD and OG. It was a dominant opening from OG. They went for a lane of racks mid. LGD managed to split push with aggressive, took their own through some very clever usage of the replicate. They ended up giving up a couple of key core kills, but OG did not convert that into a second, third lane of racks, and now we find ourselves 1-1 as far as lanes go. An advantage for OG, but a very mild one at 48 minutes, only 8,000 gold. Mott, this is truly anyone's game for the taking.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what Aggressive's going to go next. If he didn't have to buy back there, he would be in such a good position. He should be at the top of the net worth. Maybe is in that position now. Aggressive has died too many times, really, to be far ahead. In fact, he's kind of on par with Miracle, which is pretty shocking, actually. Like, Miracle, ever since buying that Assault Cuirass, he's really been stifled. I think it's just been LGD playing very passively, making sure they are able to find the split push, making sure they're able to find ways to survive. And actually, the kills on Miracle earlier were really significant as well, because again, that would have turned into probably more than just a Rax had Miracle, had they got that kill on that MMY, and they could have just pushed down mid. But
so Crit can come up big here. Scouting about with the Hex, maybe looking for an opening. Does see Banana walking down the river. He's going to go in with an initiation, Blink Hex.
That's awkward.
Just by the way, yeah, I have a Hex. You have nothing, Ogre. They're looking for a jump, and it's onto Shao 8, but the Purge comes out onto Moon. He's getting focused on rather quickly. Aggressive turns this around, blows him up. Will he get focused by Miracle? No, he tries to run away. He blew the duel, and now he gets shotgun. They're chasing Mott.
They're dead for 80 seconds. They've got buyback, and Fly will be next. No, the Icarus dive comes through, but one more right click from Aggressive. He turned. He actually thought he had gotten the kill, but he was making sure he secured that, gets the double. They are 3 dead for OG. Moot doesn't have buyback here in LGD. They are in a position that they can finally start pushing down this mid lane and find another set of racks.
They say maybe is going to shove in top.
They want to force these buybacks out.
They might be going for tier 4s, Mott.
They have to buy back here momentarily. Yeah, they will on the Phoenix. We'll see if there's going to be a Miracle buyback still. No push in mid lane. There's the Hex coming up. They found one down bottom. It's going to be Xiao8, but they can't follow up now. It looks like Fly will be able to just sit back. No Tail still dealing with mid.
They want to force the Legion or the Bat buyback, ideally, and they're hoping Roche is up as they jump into the pit. It's like 2 seconds away,
there
and they
it is.
stick around.
I was like, aggressive, don't you leave that pit, man. Stay in that pit.
Can you imagine? Because there was still 1 minute until the potential longest respawn, but here we go.
Detection, Xiao8's gonna come in. He does get the impale though, when Crit comes through. He is way too early. He gets blown up by the shotgun.
Now
no tail.
Be next. So yeah, crumbling.
Omni slash, and that's it. He's done. He doesn't have buyback for 80 seconds. That is exactly what I was talking about.
Just like that, a 5v3 power play can fly, save the day. The egg comes through from the cliff. Stun on the maybe, but he Flame Fury dodges the damage. And he'll continue to work on the road. Can Miracle steal this? Can Moon make the plays? They last from him wide. They're going to drag the Shadow Demon back. Going for the Grand Theft Aegis.
Can he get it done? He's got the Assault Cross. They don't know what's happening. He's about to pick it up. Cheese is there as well, and he kills it. Miracle's got to get out now.
Oh, insult to injury, though. OG losing a third hero, also without buyback. Was it worth it?
Moon.
Miracle, he might have 9k MMR, but LGD have 5 heroes alive.
There's no buybacks,
and
LGD.
Just like that,
it's
for the jugular, onto the throne. They're going to take this game 1, barring a miracle.
And he's got plenty. He has the Aegis. He has got a lot of damage. He's going to work. He's going to get Ethereal Bladed. They want this throne. They use the Glyph. It's now done. They even use him anyway to lock Miracle down, stop him from doing any work. It's about to go down to LD, and there it is.
LGD snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They have absolutely robbed OG of a Game 1 victory. Anybody who thought this team wouldn't come to play with Banana as a stand-in was just proven dead wrong.
That is... wow. What a way to start the day, LD. That's a shocking victory for LGD.
Everyone knew LGD could beat OG. This is a team that has top 4 potential, at worst probably top 8. Nobody, I think, thought that OG would crush the lanes, take an early lane of Rax, have full map control, take 3 Roshans uncontested, and then lose to LGD. But that, it just shows the great lane game decision-making of LGD, and I do have to say, Mott, some big mistakes by OG. Individual mishaps, getting caught out, losing the gem, very chaotic shot calling in some of the later fights. It felt to me like they just didn't have like a very calm approach to the game later on, and part of that's just the nature of this LGD draft.
I think like they were like getting kind of antsy that they had to finish the game. They knew about the Morphling, they knew about the Juggernaut. It was, but to end the game in that way for OG is just, it's unbelievable to me. It's absolutely unbelievable, like you said, how they crush the lanes. But nonetheless, LGD, they get it done. And LD, we are going to game number 2 with LGD 1-0 currently over OG right now.
They lead the series 1-0, but it is a long group stage, 14 total games for each team to play. 7 series, and we're only done with game 1 of our first series. I'm LD, he's Mott. We'll be back for game 2 in just a moment.